my life. Well, I told you I'd come on at noon, and I found out it's not noon because my clocks aren't changed. It's 1 o'clock. So I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I really need to go back to bed and wake up in the fall. No, I really don't want to, but I'm so sorry. I just don't have my ducks in a row yet. Oh, crazy. All right, so what I'm going to do right now, Nancy Yost has requested how to get those needles in your serger because she has a little bit of a problem. So I'm going to kind of jump right on it and we're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about how to put those needles in, show a couple of different ways and the way that I do it. All right, are you ready for it? Let's go. Here I am in front of my serger. And this is the Triumph. I have spots for 5 different needles. You can see that I have right up here, which you really can't see very well, and I'm not going to move the camera because I really want to focus on what's going on down here. But you have 3 cover stitch needles and you have 2 overlock needles. If you have just the overlock needles, that's great. Then use those because they are wonderful. You're going to love your serger. All right, but down below, I have taken my foot off. I have taken my knife cover off. I have taken everything off, just so we can get a better view. I have my needles in the upright position all the way up, and if I move them down, you can kind of see where those slots for the cover and chain and the slots for the overlock needles. I want you to notice that right above all of the needles, there is a space. And the camera actually has a good view of this right now because that is called the window for the needles. So when I have my needle up all the way, you are going to see the needle up in the window. All right, so I'm going to raise my needles up to the highest position, and that gives me a clear view of what I am doing. Somebody's watching. Oh, stop it. Okay, just 1 second here. My computer did something funny. Hang on. Hang on. Yep. But we are back online right here. All right, Mickey, you are here. Well, I kind of blew it. I was supposed to be on at noon, which was an hour ago. Daylight savings messes me up so bad. All right, but I'm going to talk about how to put the needles in your serger. So I moved it down here. You could kind of see what I've got going on. And you know, you look at the serger and you think, well, this is crazy because it looks like an industrial machine because it actually is. All of these gears in here, they are amazing. They do just what they're supposed to do. But that's why you don't have to worry about what you're doing. It's like when you drive a car, don't worry about how the car works. Just know that it runs down the road. All right, so right here, I'm going to show you what we've got going on here. And this upper looper is going to get in my way here in just a minute, so I'm going to put him down a little bit. So I'm going to raise those needles as high up as I can get it. And if you'll look right here on your machine too, you will see 3 holes right there. That's where the needles are going to go down inside. And these are the stitch fingers. And back here, it may look like you have 3 holes, but you really only have 2 because when you move that stitch finger out of the way, it removes one of the things that might look like a hole. So kind of ignore, I'll keep that one out of the way. Know that I have my stitch finger pulled back for the rolled hem. But right here, you're going to see 2 spaces that needles can come down. If you're having a hard time getting your needle up inside, because sometimes it really is hard. I used to get a little mirror down there so I could see where that hole was. But then I found out you really don't have to. If you're putting my left-hand needle in or my C1 needle, I'm going to put the needle down in the hole where it's going to go, and then I'm going to just lift it up. And I didn't open the screw on that one because I wasn't going to put that one in. Okay, so once I do that, it goes right up inside. And then to tighten that screw, I'm going to hold the end of my needle up with my fingernail. I know that's maybe a silly way to do it, but that's what makes it easier for me. I just hold it up in there and then I tighten that screw right there. Okay, Nancy was saying she has a hard time getting the right hand needle in. If I'm doing the right hand needle and the left hand needle, I'm going to put the right one in first because it's just easier for me not to be in the way of myself. So let's go to the overlock needles. And I'm going to put it down. I'm going to make sure that flat side is back. I'm going to put it down in the hole first and then raise it up. If you put it down in the hole, then you know you're going to be directly below where the space is for the needle upstairs, right up there. It just makes it easier. So I'm going to do my left-hand needle. I'm going to put it down where the left-hand needle would sew, and then I'm going to slide it up in there. And you can see it goes right up there nicely. I'm going to hold it up with my fingernail. You may have a different way that you like to hold it up, but you got to hold it up with something because you got to make sure it stays all in the upward position. If you don't have it all the way up, then you are going to have an ugly stitch. There is another thing that you were given with your serger. You have this little cleaning tool. Not only is this a cleaning tool with a brush on the end right here, it is an insertion tool, and you'll even look in your book. They call this the needle insertion brush. So right there, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make sure the flat side is back. I'm going to put it down in the hole first and then up. I don't have my flat side back. By the way, you can probably get it to go in with the flat side not back, but boy, you don't want to do that. All right, so I put it down in the spot for my needle, the point, and then slide it straight up. So either way, with your finger or with your needle insertion tool, it's all going to work out. All right, does that have any questions for you? Does that? Boy, listen to my English here. I'm going to see if there's any questions.
That having that for listening
Okay,
to my
stop.
English here.
Stop. All right, something's going on here. Hang on. Hang on. Do I say that way too much? In order for me to see your questions, and I notice that there are some, it's not going to let me. It is not going to let me. Okay, I'm going to watch for your questions, and I will answer them. I'm so sorry. I blew the time zones here. I'm not even in the right time zone right now. I tell you, it's crazy. I'm guessing that is probably Heidi. It's not letting me pull you up on my phone here. So I'm guessing that she says, that was so hard for me the first few times. It is hard. And I think another thing that's really difficult on the Triumph, when you first start out, and really once you do it, it just all comes together. But it's threading those needles because you have to pull the threader down and put the thread in. That's a little crazy. But once you get one done, you're okay. It works out, right? So don't worry about it. It is not going to let me pull it up on my phone. I don't know why. Oh, let me think. It's probably just this crazy time zone, this crazy time stuff going on with them, daylight savings time. Saturday night, you know, the time changes at 2 o'clock, right? 2 o'clock in the middle of the night. And Saturday night, I happened to wake up at 1:58. And I thought, okay, I'm going to watch this. I want to see what happens at 2 o'clock. Because you're supposed to put your clocks forward or backward, whichever the case. So I sat there and I was tired, but I sat and watched my little echo thing going on. I don't know what it's called. By my bed. I thought, I'm going to watch and see what happens at 1:58. Then I got 1:59 and I thought, oh, it's so close. I'm going to see what happens. And just as it was supposed to turn 2 o'clock, it went 3 o'clock. There was no 2. I know that's what they tell you is going to happen, but there was no 2. It was a little bit freaky to me. How about that? Kind of crazy, huh? So that's what happens. All right. Sorry to come on at the wrong time, but I hope that maybe you can come back on and listen to this, maybe on a rewind, replay. And I'm going to go rest my brain. This is too much for me, this time zone stuff. All right. I will see everybody very soon. And I'm guessing in about an hour, I'll be on Sewing Machines Plus, and I will be doing a demo on the serger. So I hope you can join me there, and I hope that if you're in the market for a serger, that you get it then. All right, everybody. See you in a little while.